Welcome. So, welcome to the best channel on earth where we are going to be basically discussing random topics, well, as the name suggests. And so mainly I'm going to be doing two types of videos. So first is this type of video. It's basically like a podcast, not really a podcast, it's just me talking basically. So yeah, and the second type of video is also just me talking. Oh shit, I almost spelled this thing. Yeah, basically, so yeah, as I said, so the second type of video is also just me yapping about something, but it's going to be more of a video essay where I actually write down the what is my camera showing? I don't know if like it's blinking in red, and maybe it's like the storage is full, but whatever. Let's continue without like just yeah, that didn't happen. And so as I was saying, so how is the first type of video different from the second is basically that now I'm just I just wrote some broad topics. So for example, today we're going to be discussing AI, and I'm just going to try to talk some random shit. But on the second type is, like as I said, more of a video essay type, is where I'm going to write out a written script and just basically read it, and it's going to be more of a more well polished video. And yeah, so basically, as I said, let's talk about AI. So AI is a big thing now. So one of the changes that I've actually noticed, which was a pretty weird change because of AI, is I think that tutorial videos will basically more or less cease to exist. And why is that? So the thing is that, well, I'm specifically talking about like just tutorial videos, how to do something, because there are also quite a lot of courses and tutorials are not really the same thing. And so I'm going to be focusing on tutorials a bit more. And yeah, so previously, if you didn't know something, you could Google it, but there aren't really that many resources that could help you with something like really specific. Like, holy shit, like I have this specific device and this specific thing is not working and I need to find it. And chances are that someone has posted a tutorial about it. And so you watch the tutorial, that helps you, blah, blah, blah. Very, very well, everyone is happy. But yeah, now basically AI can do the same thing, and it can do the same thing even better than YouTube videos of tutorials or just websites laying down random like tips. Because I, for example, use FL Studio for making music, and there was like a very specific thing, like something like let's just say there was a window which just disappeared, and I just didn't know what to do. And this is a thing that you can't really Google because it's a very, very specific thing. And if you like write 5 sentences, the Google is just not going to process your information very well. So what I just did was ask ChatGPT, how to fix the issue without even thinking it would be able to help me, and like voila, it just helped me instantly. So yeah, basically tutorial videos is one of the things. Well, it's not really like a negative or a positive, but that's just like a change that I observed. So another thing is, like, I'm pretty sure it will change education forever, because there are quite a lot of videos of people discussing like, oh, education has been the same for like 100 years and it's so bad. We can't keep the same standards that were like 100 years ago for now because the technology has changed and all that. And so I think AI will help us change education the most. Why is that? So basically, as before, if your teacher assigned you like a ton of like random useless homework, if it's truly useless, you can just do it with ChatGPT or something like that. And so it basically, AI helps to highlight the basically the useless parts of education, the work that teachers give us, because it's basically schools will have to offer not less information memorization, and more like implementation of knowledge, and just basically building up your like pool of knowledge inside your head, instead of just memorizing some information and then completely forgetting everything in like one summer, which I as a student really relate to. Things like that. Even like more advanced education systems like IB also have quite a lot of limitations. Basically, they're not perfect, but I do think that AI will help us to make and shape a lot better education systems. So the thing is that people, what we can do is, well, one thing is, because we have a body, we can do physical work, just like be a farmer or whatever, cut down trees and all that stuff. Or we could also do cognitive work, and cognitive work is like the second level. It's non-physical work. Well, it is kind of physical, but it's not really based on your physical properties on your body, but on how well you function cognitively. And so like for example, mathematicians, so they're not really physical workers, but they're intellectual workers. And the thing is that after the Industrial Revolution and many years after that, more and more physical works have been replaced with robots, and the jobs that couldn't be replaced were basically cognitive works that require intellectual capabilities. And so what AI changes is basically the fact that now it opens up a new possibility of automating even the cognitive side of work, which leaves us only a third side, which is like emotional and social connection work, which is basically not really a work. It's just connecting with people, talking, and just the human connection part of side of things. Because if you go to a dentist, it's not really going to be that great, just sitting and like setting up your appointment with like a machine, and then you sit down and basically scans your face, holds your like jaw in place and just does everything for you. It's not that nice because you don't have the human connection part of things, and so it kind of it's just less human connection overall. But so like I said, now that we have AI, it could replace both intellectual work as well as physical work, which robots can do. And the thing is that the rate at which robot technologies advance is definitely not the same rate at which AI could advance. I think AI could advance at a much quicker pace because, like I said, it's not a physical thing, whereas robots, like the capabilities of robots are limited by physical laws and all that stuff, and the capabilities of AI are limited by just nothing basically. Although we could like design more efficient ways to train AI and all that stuff, but that's kind of a different topic, because as we know, our brains are just basically AIs, but it's not really just directly neural networks the same way ChatGPT functions, because our neural networks inside our brain are a lot more complicated, and they are made so that they're like really efficient. And because the larger models of neural networks, like artificial neural networks, are very power inefficient, and they require quite a lot of space, quite a lot of GPUs, computers, and all that stuff. And as you know, your brain does not really require that much energy. So the other step is not so much advancing the capabilities of AI, but it's just making it more efficient. But these two things go more or less hand in hand. So another thing is that like all those years before robots, automated systems in AI, humans were just basically worker ants, and they are still now, to be honest, because we haven't fully replaced like builders, all that stuff. But I think the future will actually replace those ecosystems and industries with completely automated systems. Like for example, agriculture. It's kind of counterintuitive, maybe in a way, but I really do believe that AI could help completely automate agriculture with basically robots that do all the work with like basically full power efficiency by, let's say, harvesting power from the sun, powering the robots, which are connected to the central AI, which basically helps to control the robots and conduct everything. And the humans, I don't think they would be needed for anything except, well, in the system, in this type of system, except for troubleshooting. Although there could exist actually another set of AIs which troubleshoot other AI systems, robots, and help them function when they basically dysfunction, and so on. So yeah, jobs like in agriculture, jobs in building, construction, also logistics. Yeah, logistics. Planes, like transportation. All this stuff could be totally replaced with AI, as well as coding, because as we know, coding is just a language which could be fairly easily managed by text models. So yeah, there really is a big change awaiting for us, and especially with coding, I would say, because for me personally, if I didn't know of the existence of AI, I would actually, I think, want a bit more, or at least have a bit more motivation to go into programming, software development, and all that stuff. But as I know that it could be like, as I know that junior developers could be replaced so easily by it, it's not so much of a appealing job, because it also highlights the concept of programmers, at least junior programmers, which, like I said, are just basically worker ants, which is like work and write code. So yeah, like I said, we are worker ants, and the jobs are going to be replaced by AI eventually. So, oh yeah, about industries that will remain even after AI is, I would say, always the microchip industry, semiconductors, and yeah, mining. So microchips, and in that comes the mining industries that harvest the materials needed to basically manufacture these microchips, and also the entertainment system. So because the less people work, the less time they need to do jobs, since most jobs could be automated, entertainment would rise even more as it is today, because yeah, they just wouldn't have as much time. Also, like the sports industry, which is like a subset of entertainment, because even if we look to the past, like the worker class would almost have no entertainment, and only the kings would have like the jokers or play sports, whatever. And in the 20th century, TV was made up, television, movies, all that stuff. Now we have TikTok, YouTube, and like nearly every person in the world uses quite a lot of entertainment every day. And so yeah, like I said, this is one of the industries that will stay, yeah. And yeah, other thing is that even though AI could replace cognitive work, there is also the question to what extent, because there are also scientists who basically do very deep cognitive and conceptual work and use their like huge brains to develop theories, like, I don't know, Albert Einstein. And could AI really do work like Albert Einstein? Because yeah, one of the things with publishing papers, making scientific discoveries, is the peer review side of things. And if the scientific discoveries could be done only using a single central AI model, it raises a question like, yeah, how correct would the new scientific discoveries could be, since there wouldn't really be peers to review the work. Or I guess there could be other models that could troubleshoot the information and test it, whatever. Yeah, so one of the also biggest problems with training AI models is training it with like wrong information. So it's basically like, let's say you have a just like a glass of clean water. The clear water represents the perfection of the model, the accuracy of the prompts and the responses the AI could give. And so what introducing wrong information, training the AI on wrong information would make is just basically make the cup go this and just muddy the water. And yeah, it could basically ruin the whole model, because we see this with self-training models, especially with text, where if you basically make a text based AI model train within itself, at some point it will develop its own gibberish language and basically will just write nonsense. And yeah, so we really have to develop better systems of training AI to basically avoid muddying the AI and making sure that the information we train on the AI is very good. So yeah, I don't like, yeah, you probably noticed, but I don't really have anything to talk about much else. And yeah, I think AI will change our societies completely. We will see a very, very big change in how every industry functions, including, like I said, the education, health, agriculture, even entertainment. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.